guys, it's me Janice again, and I'm back for another vlog. And for today's video, I'm gonna discuss to you about the Philippines history part 2. But first, I want you to know the mode of reflection of views is mirroring again that state of what is being read or what is being discussed. So, let's go to the exciting part, the discussion. So the first topic we have here is the Act of Declaration of Philippine Independence. This document was read and written by Ambrosio Bautista on June 12, 1898. Well, the document wants to convey about the history of the Philippine independence. And before I read the said document, I thought that US helps Philippines regards on the Declaration of Philippine Independence. But then I was wrong. Ambrosio Bautista was being betrayed by the United States by stating that they would help Ambrosio, but they did not. My another discovery is about the Philippine flag, whose design and colors are found described in the attached drawing. The white triangle represents the distinctive emblem of the famous Society of the Katipunan, which means the blood compact inspired the masses to rise the revolution. The 3 stars signifies the 3 islands of the archipelago, the Luzon, Mindanao, and Panay, where the revolutionary movement started. The sun represents the gigantic steps made by the sons of the country along the progress of civilizations. The 8 rays signify the 8 provinces: Manila, Cavite, Bataan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Bulacan, Laguna, and Batangas. The colors blue, red, and white commemorating the flag of United States of America as a manifestation of a profound gratitude of Philippines towards this great nation for its disinterested protection, which it lent us and continue lending us. This document taught me a lot of knowledge, and after reading this document, nakabalo ko nga unsay meaning nga atong flag is not just only a flag. Naado na siya meaning, labi na ang kanang mga colors niya. Before nako na read ni nga document, ang ako lang nabalaan gyud is ang kaning about the 2 colors, the blue and red, na if nakataas ang red, it means nakapangdigma ang atong country. Under the war ang atong country. Na if blue siya, so it means peaceful. Walay war ang atong country. No? Then, after reading, oh my God, this is not just only an ordinary flag. Na I meaning pati yung mga stars, even the white color, the sun, and everything about the flag, no? So, ang importance yun aning a document is that dapat gyud nato may kanang makabalot ta ba kung unsa jud ang meaning sa mga butang unsay meaning jud behind everything. Kaya pala Filipinos, and not just only Filipino hindi lang naman kasi sa Philippines ito na may meaning yung mga flag, may mga value yung mga flags natin kasi kahit sa ibang bansa din nagbibigay din sila ng respect sa flags nila, no? Kaya same din sa atin dito. Kaya kapag naka-raise yung flag natin or kaya na nakatugtog yung mga pambansang awit natin, yung lupang hinirang na yung mga sasakyan nag-stop sila, no? Para magbigay sila ng respect doon sa flag sa national flag and national anthem natin. So next, let's proceed to another topic. The 1899 Constitution of the Philippine Republic of the Philippines, Malolos Convention. So same sa mga past topic nga akong na-discuss, no? Same lang po dong mode of reflection nga akong nagamit hantod sa last sa aning nga video. Hantod sa tanang topic, same lang sila ang mode of reflection nga akong gigamit, which is the mirroring. So, this document has 111 articles regards with the Republic of the Philippines. Every article has its own meaning and mga gustong iparating sa mga mambabasa, especially to the citizens of the Philippines. In Article 5, I just want to share my opinion, thoughts, and ideas, which states that the state recognizes the freedom and equality of all regions, as well as the separation of the church and the state. Which, in my own opinion, means na the state daw have recognizes or gipahalagahan nila ang magkaroon ng freedom and equality or kalayaan or pantay-pantay. Ano man ang kanilang mga relihiyon, pati na rin ang mga pagbuklod-buklod ng mga simbahan according to their religions, in which I agree because as a human being, we all have different beliefs, culture, tradition, and etc. So we can't force people to obey a rule if they cannot fit in there. Well, these Republic Act are helpful for us Filipinos in having peaceful lives. Just like the example I gave earlier, it is one of 100 reasons why Republic Acts are important. Lot of Republic Acts are there and has its great value for us and we could agree on and can help on our daily lives. It is also deliver us information and ideas for everybody's awareness because I do believe that ignorance doesn't make you innocent. So we should be all aware. So, sa kaning document, which is helpful good siya, which is kanang necessary good siya ba nga naani siya nga mga articles kay pag wala man gud siya, wala tay peace tertanan, walay peace ang walay peace ang atong country, kanang just like atong inagiingon ako gaina about sa religions, which is kanang nag-lead, isa po to siya sa nag-lead, nga para maging peaceful ang atong country ba kay kanang naa sila, syempre ang kita tanan naman tay mga lahi-lahi nga mga kanang beliefs and culture may namday lahi-lahi nga beliefs nga ginatuuhan nato. So kanang dili nato ma-force ang tao nga dapat kani inyuhan ko dapat isa lang ang atong simbahon tanan. Dili nato na sila ma-force kay syempre lahi man ilang gituuhan, lahi man pud ang atuas, So kung mahitabo na siya, kung dili nato sila taga-anog freedom, kung dili taga-anog freedom ang tao nga mupili og asa ilang gusto og unsa ang mo fit sa ilaha, mo na ang mulid sa ato sa war, mo na mulid sa wala tay peace teriya, wala tay peace sa tong country kung mauman. Which is mura sad gugug ako kanang marelate ako siya sa akong sarili bakit usahay pag dili mo pag matuman akong gusto, dili matuman kung unsa akong gusto kay dili ko kanang mo against ko sa mo against akong gusto na jud ko magminaldita jud ko Ginoo ko Lord unsa na lang mo nang mag-away makig-away mo nang naay-away kay tungod dili ma-meet sa isa ka tawo ang iyang gusto, dili ma-meet sa isa ka tawo iyang needs and wants, tapos ang dapat inani lang just like sa parents, just like let's say sa family sa parents naa sila rules ang parents na rules nga dapat inani dapat kanilang tapos ako iba ang akong gusto ko maka-experience of something new, gusto ko maka-experience og mga butang-butang wala na akong experience which is ginabawal nila. So mao na nga mag-turn ko nga malagot ko sila mga so kanang walay peace go though na ay peace pero dili siya ingon nga like genuine nga peace, no. So now let's proceed to another topic, the Treaty of Peace between the United States of America and the Kingdom of Spain, Treaty of Paris. In this topic, whereas on December 10, 1898, in Paris, by their respective plenipotentiaries, a treaty of peace was signed between the United States of America and Her Majesty the Queen Regent of Spain in the name of her august son, Don Alfonso XIII. English and Spanish were used in the convention's early drafts, and after the discussion matter, before then, agreed upon the 17 articles. The document is about those articles agreed by those organizations or said countries. As I am reading the document, I want to share my thoughts, ideas, and opinions. In Article 10, states that the inhabitants of the territories over which Spain relinquishes or cedes her sovereignty shall be secured in the free exercise of their religion. Means that The inhabitants or ang nagpuyo or ang mga citizens sa Spain relinquishes or cease their sovereignty means nagpakumbaba sila for the sake na ma-secured ang freedom exercises sa ilang religions, in which in my point of view, I admire their bravery for their own peace. Because I believe na hindi kaduwagan ang pagsuko or pagpakumbaba, kundi nagpapakita ng katapangan at hindi pagiging makasarili. Well, does this document relate me a lot? Like, kanang na ako'y kaaway ba? Kanang, di siya kaaway. Kanang na mga tao nga na, di naman siya na maiwasan nga na yung mga tao nga masuko sa atua, bisag wala na to silang giunsa. May na like, kanang mag-grow ilang mga insecurity sa atua. May na lang mga tao ba na mga, kanang mga, dakupod silang mga kulang sa ilang sarili, god, ana ba? So, dili na ito na maiwasan mo. Sahay, na mag-ano sa tuwa, na masuko sa tuwag kalit niya. Patingala ka nga, nasuko man nga, wala matkagiunsa. Ano mga inana, good. So, instead nga patulan ni mo siya, instead nga patulan ako siya, na magpakumbaba na lang ko. Kaya syempre, ako man ang mas nakasabot. Wala mo ko gibot nga malay, kabali mo ko sa sarili. Mga inana, good. So, which is, dili man siya, ingon nga, kanang, kuan ka, kanang, si tawag ani, kanang, talawan ka dili ka masukol mga inana, which is wala ko'y labot ko ina ko yung talawan mga inana. Ang ako is nagpakumbaba ko ba kanang balay para iwas sa mga away-away mga inana good, which is dili naman ko dapat na siya kanang mga inana nga butang dili naman ko dapat na siya ginatagaan og pansin karon no kay dili man ta mag-grow as a person ana no kung mora na ato ang tagaan og pansin pasagda na lang ko nato which is ilaha man pud na no so manginabuhi lang tagtarong good mga inana ba. So now let's proceed to lesson 4, Jose Rizal's retraction controversy. One of the contentious topics in our country's history is the retraction of Jose Rizal. The controversy centered on his purported repudiation, which concerned his return to the Catholic faith. It also concerned his marriage and all the other matters connected to it, such as his marriage to Josephine Bracken. In my insight on this document, it is a document stating that Jose Rizal declaring himself as Catholic and that he is born and educated in Catholic religion, and also in the first statement of his document, he said he wished to live and die with. It is also said that he would retract all of his words, writings, publication, and conduction that against the Catholic Church. In stating my opinions and idea, I want to answer one of the questions under this document, which is in your opinion, do you think that Rizal would retract his statements? Well, after he retracted his statements against the Catholic Church, I think Rizal would not retract his statements again. Because Father Mario Balaguer claims that he convinced Jose Rizal to join the Catholic Church because God would judge him if he didn't. Well, Jose Rizal would not retract his statements again, for he also claims that his desire to wed Josephine Bracken was the reason for his retractions, and I think the reason was enough for him to not retract his statement. We all know Rizal died loving his country, and based on this history, Rizal have done a lot of sacrifices enough to not stand himself, and also by the power of love with his beloved Josephine Bracken. So now let's proceed to topic 5. The convention between the United States of America and Great Britain delimiting the boundary between the Philippine archipelago and the state of North Borneo 1930. The governments of the United Kingdom and the United States came to an agreement to definitively define the border between North Borneo and the Philippine archipelago. The convention was ratified on January 2, 1930 in Washington, D.C. In this document, I have understood that it is all about the agreement made by the governments of the United Kingdom and the United States about the boundary between North Borneo and Philippine archipelago. This document contains 5 articles regarding in their agreement, and let me share to you my opinions and understanding on one of their articles. Well, according to Article 3, that the Philippine archipelago shall own all islands to the north and east of the said line, as well as any islands and rocks that it traverses. The state of North Borneo shall own all islands to the south and west of the said line, in which by this agreement both parties will have much understanding and peace. So in this document no kanang which is kanang necessary pud gyud ni siya nga kanang like na ay agreement good ang both parties ang isa't isa, like for example the two parties like para sa document no. So necessary siya nga na ay agreement good para maiwasan ang mga misunderstanding, maiwasan ang kanang war, ang kanang mag-lead sa kanang war, di ba? Kay kapag ka man good for example, walay tag-iya ang isa ka butang, ana good. Walay tag-iya ang isa ka butang. So naay possibility nga i-adapt sa gusto i-adapt sa isa, gusto po i-adapt sa isa. So mao na mag-ilog sila, mag-away, mag-lead na lang nun siya sa war kanang dili magkasinabot, mag-away na sila kanang mo, and worst, pwede pa sila magpatay tungod ana, di ba? So kanang necessary gyud bitaw nga kanang naadyoy kanang what do we call this one, na-adjoy ka ng ano ba na ay agreement good nga kani ang ako kani ang imuha may ana good kay para maiwasan nato nga kanang mag-ilog-ilog, di ba? Pareha sa imong uyab ilog charot. Okay, so now let's proceed to lesson 6. So ang topic 6 nato dariya is ang topic 5 sa Philippine Source Book no, sa Philippine American War, Emilio Aguinaldo's Proclamation of Surrender to the United States, April 19, 1901. The United States war against the Filipinos swiftly gathered momentum in several areas of the Philippines with the arrival of American reinforcements in March 1899. The U.S. military Governor General L. Will Otis gave the order to move aggressively to the north in an effort to find Emilio Aguinaldo, who had initially established his government in Malolos, Bulacan. This document contains a letter about Emilio Aguinaldo's letter of surrender to the United States regarding to his Declaration of Independence Day. He simply stated that by accepting American sovereignty, he was doing his duty to his beloved country and heeding the cry of a people hoping for peace. Whatever he said, it was obvious that his declaration marked the end of Aguinaldo's republic and its battle for independence, in which I can say that Aguinaldo truly loved his country and brave enough to do the surrender. I could perfectly say he is brave for this surrender because I do believe that being mapagkumbaba doesn't mean you are coward. Being brave is not just about fighting, it is also about being humble for the better. So, kanang based sa statement no, based sa ato nabasa, based sa inyong nadungog no, which is pareha na ano siya kapareha sa statement nga akong nabasa before no, earlier kanang ang kanang pag-surrender good dili good ni siya kanang pasabot nga talawan ka may ana kanang isa po ni siya sa kanang magpakumbaba good ka nagid ni siya kanang which is necessary po siya para kay dili magud pwede nga ang isa is isog niya, isa ikaw isog pug ka. So unsa may tabo ang may tabuan na mag-away, no, wala dili magkasinabot, walay peace. So it's okay na kanang ang isa kanang sige ano sa imuha ginakalaban kay na isog kay siya. Tapos ikaw it's okay nga magpakumbaba ka. Kasi nagatuo mangud ko og kanang kani nga saying nga nga akong permanente mo to gid ako sa akong life nga. It's okay nga ako ang masakitan, dili lang ako ang makasakit. Okay, so now let's proceed to lesson 7. American period. Treaty of Paris. On the 10th day of December 1898 in Paris, the Treaty of Peace between the United States of America was reached and signed by their respective plenipotentiaries. The original of this convention was written in both English and Spanish in order to craft a treaty that would put an end to the war. After 6 months of hostilities, commissioners from the United States and Spain met in Paris on October 1, 1898. The 13 articles that make up the Treaty of Paris define the terms obligations, and benefits that the government of Spain and the United States may take advantage of with regard to the surrendered island. The Treaty of Paris was regarded as a tool of peace by the American and Spanish governments, by the Filipinos disapproved of its conclusion and ratification because they were not involved in its creation. Furthermore, the treaty's stipulations served the imperialist rather than the Filipino people. The tense relations between the United States and the France were eased with the signing and ratification of the Treaty of Paris. Filipino became angrier, which ultimately resulted in the Filipino-American incident. In the 13 articles in this document, I would like to share my understanding in Article 10, which states that the inhabitants of the territories over which Spain relinquishes or cedes her sovereignty shall be secured in the free exercise of their religion, which means that the citizens of Spain has given sovereignty of free usage of religions, and I agree to this article because everyone has a freedom, especially when choosing what is they think right for themselves. In which this article is really true yun. I mean, agree ko aning article ba kay kanang tinuod man yun nga we cannot force people na pilion ang kana nga butang kung dili niya gusto. Kung dili siya mo fit dira, dili na to ma-force ang tao nga pilion na no nga kana. Sige kana ang gamin na ani kani dapat diri ka ana. So dili na to na siya so dapat yun nga na ay kanang na ay article or na ay policy about na ay rule about ba nga kanang ang tao free siya nga mopili og unsa iyang gusto ug asa siya na belong may ana good. Okay, so now let's proceed to the topic 8. Commonwealth of the Philippines, the 1935 Constitution. This excerpt contains the Constitution of the Philippines and 5 articles. The Constitution is the bedrock of the Philippine government system. The term Constitution in its broadest sense refers to the body of the rules and principles in accordance with which the powers of sovereignty are regularly exercised. The Philippine Constitution defines constitutional law as the branch of republic law that deals with constitutions, their nature, formation, amendment, and interpretation. It is also a law inherent in the Constitution as well as the principles arising from court interpretation and implementation, particularly by the Supreme Court. So in this document, I'm gonna share my thoughts and ideas regards with the Article 3, Bill of Rights, Section 1, Number 1, which says that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. In which, in my own understanding, means na walay tao ang bawian o kinabuhi, kalayaan, or mga properties without the process of the law, o walay bisan kinsa na tao ang i-deny sa protection of the law equally. For instance, the person committed a crime. Even though a person committed a crime, anyone or everyone doesn't have the right to deprive his life, liberty, or properties unless with the process of law. Even ang gikumitan og crime, wala siya right na parusahan ang tao in illegal ways. In this kind of situation, the right should win legally. Fight together with the law. So since ako no kay as a BSBI student, one of my dream also is to become a lawyer. So I agree ko ani nga statement no nga which is dapat manggud tagaan na to tagaan na tong chance ang tanan tao na i-take ilahang rights, diba? Na bisan good ka nang siya ang nakasala pero dapat na to siya legally kay para kanang maano na to siya in right process. Like kanang na ako salida nga na tanaw na which is ang about siya sa law katong mga to siya lawless lawyer. So kanang though tong ilang mga kalagot ba na sila mga tao nga kanang nag-cause sa ilahag kanang death sa ilang parents, death sa ilang family, nag-cause sa ilaha og too much pain, pero mas gipili nila nga labanan to nga mga tao with the law, like fight with the law, ika nga. So now, let's proceed to topic 9. World War II, message of General Douglas MacArthur, Supreme Commander for the Allied Powers to the Filipino people, January 1, 1946. During the Second World War, President Quezon selected General MacArthur as the Commonwealth of the Philippines military advisor. When the Pacific War began in 1941, MacArthur headed the defense of the Philippines. After defeating U.S. and Philippine forces in the early years of the war, he fled the Philippines in 1942 and continued to defend Allied forces in the Asia-Pacific. In July 1944, MacArthur returned to the Philippines in the Leyte Gulf landing when he is quoted as saying, "I have returned," fulfilling one of his wartime promises to lead the liberation of the Philippines from Japanese forces. The following is his message to the Filipino people near the conclusion of World War II. He is sending his message of enduring his affection and never forgets the courage, determination, and unity with which Filipinos fight way to victory. And also MacArthur looking forward to meet the challenge of the future as magnificently as Filipinos met with that of the past, and with continued help of Almighty God in these noble purposes, I know you will not fail, he said. MacArthur, as the most inventive and intelligent leader of the battle, I can say that he is also a kind man. Just as we can see his messages to the Filipino people, despite of the war, he is still able to appreciate the capabilities and how amazing the Filipinos are. And I strongly believe that he is the most inventive and intelligent leader of the battle because of what he acted. Like, that's the true spirit of a great leader. Hindi lang magaling sa pakikidigma, kundi mayroon ding kabaitan at busilak na puso. So now, let's proceed to our last topic of this midterm coverage. A supplemental material, Cavite Mutiny, 1872. On January 20, 1872, Filipino military men at Fort San Felipe, the Spanish arsenal in Cavite, Philippine Islands, staged a mutiny. Around 200 locally recruited colonial troops and laborers rose up with the hope of sparking a countrywide insurrection. The Cavite Mutiny and the martyrdom of three priests, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, make this a significant year. Well, Cavite Mutiny is an attempt by indigenous to depose the Spanish government in the Philippines as a result of the elimination of privileges enjoyed by Cavite arsenal laborers such as exemption from tribute and forced labor. Many experts considered that the 1872 Cavite Mutiny marked the birth of Filipino nationalism, which would eventually lead to the 1896 Philippine Revolution. Many Filipino liberals were forced to flee to Hong Kong, Japan, the Marianas, and other locations. Convicted educated males who took part in the mutiny received life sentences, whereas members of native clergy led by the Gomborza were tried and executed by garrote. This episode sparks the emergence of nationalism and eventually the Philippine Revolution 1896. Well, I guess that would be all for this midterm coverage. And I am Janice again, your vloggers for today's video. And do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. Till next time, bye!